Hello everyone. I hope you all will be fine, safe and healthy at your home and you all will be enjoying your online classes. And I think these classes are very fruitful to you. Okay, so let's start today's session without wasting our time. And in our today's session, I have brought the study of dipole moment. So first of all, you have to see what I have written to understand what is the dipole moment. So you see here, it is defined as the product of the magnitude of negative and positive charge. That charge is to be denoted by Q, and the distance d between the center of positive and negative charges is called dipole moment, and it is represented by nu. Okay, so here you have to understand, whenever the molecule is to be polar in the nature, so two poles will be created, and at one side partial positive charge will produce, at on another side partial negative charge will produce. That is another thing, partial negative charge will produce only on the side of electronegative element. So the dipole moment is what? Dipole moment, this is the product of the magnitude of positive and negative charge, that is to be denoted by Q, and the distance between them, that is to be known as dipole moment, and it is denoted by nu. So the unit of dipole moment is a dBi. It is to be denoted by capital D also. Here I am not telling this is of diopter. Diopter, this is the unit of power that you have studied in physics. But this D, it is of dBi. This is of the unit of dipole moment. So now you see here how this dipole moment is to be used. Mu is equals to Q into D, where Q is equals to 10 raised to the power minus 10 ESU, and the D, which is the distance, this is to be 10 raised to the power minus 8 centimeter. So the dipole moment, this is the product of both of them, Q and D. So the value of that Q into D. Okay, so how the Q and mu it is to be calculated, we have to see. 1 ESU, this is equals to 3.335 into 10 raised to the power minus 10 coulomb. Okay, coulomb, this is the unit of charge, and 1 centimeter, that is to be equal to 10 raised to the power minus 2 meter. Means we have to divide it by 100, or it is to be multiplied by 10 raised to the power minus 2, as we have to convert into meter. Okay, so now, so mu is equals to Q into D. So mu is equals to, as we are considering 1 diopter, this is 1 D, so that we have to write 10 raised to the power minus 18. How it has come? So let me tell you that Q that we got it, that was 10 raised to the power minus 10, and the distance we get it 10 raised to the power minus 8. If we will multiply it, then we get it 10 raised to the power minus 18. So this 10 raised to the power minus 18 we have to keep here. Now after that, what we have to do, that value 3.335 into 10 raised to the power minus 10 coulomb into 10 raised to the power minus 2, that we have to convert into a meter. So m it is to be written. After multiplying all these things, 10 raised to the power minus 18, minus 10 and minus 2, minus 10 and minus 2, this is of 12, and 12 and 18, that becomes 30. So that we have got it, mu is equals to 3.335 into 10 raised to the power minus 30 coulomb meter. So it is not centimeter, here I am telling C is capital, C for coulomb, M for meter. So this mu dipole moment, it is equals to that value of this and the coulomb meter. Okay, now after that, we are going to discuss dipole moment and molecular structure in some different type of molecule, like diatomic molecule and the polyatomic molecule. So here today I will discuss with you some symmetrical type of polyatomic molecule. Those are not polar, okay, when their dipole moment is to be 0. So first of all, we have to see in terms of diatomic molecules. Diatomic molecules, only 2 atoms will be present in the molecule, that we have to understand. So dipole moment is a vector quantity. First of all, we have to know it has a magnitude as well as direction. Okay, so as you have studied in physics, for a vector quantity always it is to be mentioned by arrow, and it has the magnitude as well as direction, and direction always it is to be indicated by arrow. And here you have to understand in the term of arrow that always to be side of more electronegative part, and the tail this is to be on the side of electropositive part. The head of the arrow towards to the side of electronegative, and the tail of the arrow that will be towards to the side of electropositive part of the molecule. Okay, now let's see here. Polar diatomic molecule possesses only one polar bond. If two atoms are to be there in a molecule, so always there will be a formation of one bond, because two atoms, suppose atoms are to be A and B, so only the one bond can form between these two atoms, that we have to understand. So dipole moment of the molecule is equal to the polar bond. Okay, so whatever the polar bond it is to be there, so complete dipole moment that will be equal to the dipole moment of the polar bond. Okay, so here I have written there few molecules like H and F. HF, hydrogen fluoride. So this is diatomic polar molecule. Electronegativity of fluorine is greater than the electronegativity of hydrogen. Okay, HCl, this is also the polar diatomic molecule. Electronegativity of chlorine is greater than the electronegativity of hydrogen, and electronegativity of bromine is greater than the electronegativity of hydrogen. Same with the Hi, hydrogen iodide. So here you have to understand, suppose if you are showing like HF you are making, so fluorine is more electronegative than hydrogen, so the movement will take place towards to the side of fluorine, and dipole moment arrow it is to be mentioned like this, complete arrow, and after that you have to show there a sign of cut. Okay, now after that what you have to show, suppose you are having different diatomic molecules and same halogens are to be there, different types of halogens are to be there. So how can you find out which is more polar in the nature and which will show more dipole moment? So which will have more electronegative element, that will be more polar in the nature. So suppose fluorine, if you will compare the electronegativity of fluorine to iodine, so fluorine is more electronegative than chlorine, chlorine is more electronegative than bromine, and bromine is more electronegative than iodine. So in that case HF will be more polar in the nature. Fluorine will create a partial negative charge on it, and hydrogen will create a partial positive charge on it. I hope you all have got it up to here. Let's discuss about some polyatomic molecules. Okay, so you see here what I have written about the polyatomic molecule. I hope you all can see it properly what I have written. So first I will dictate for you in terms of polyatomic molecule. Dipole moment of molecules with more than one polar bond is equal to resultant of dipole moment of all the individual bond. Suppose any molecule, if it is having more than one atom, so obviously more than one bonds will be present. So dipole moment of complete molecule, that will be equal to the dipole moment of all the individual bonds which is created in the molecule. Okay, so it also depends upon the orientation of the bond in the molecule also, that we have to understand. So let's see here some symmetrical type of polyatomic molecule. Like suppose if we are talking about CO2, so in terms of CO2 what will be there? So if you will make the symmetry, then you will get it, carbon makes double bond with one oxygen and makes the double bond with the another one oxygen also. So both the electronegative, there will be a difference in the electronegativity of carbon and oxygen. So more electronegative oxygens are present around the carbon, so that creates a partial double negative, and that also creates partial double negative against it, that will create a partial double positive charge on it. In terms of CO2, simply you can write there partial partial negative only if you are having some doubt. So that you have to understand, that is more electronegative than carbon. So what will happen? That will pull towards to its side. In this case that will also pull to its side also. So that symmetry, it is to be of linear. So the complete dipole moment, that will be cancelled, and the dipole moment will be 0 in that case. That you have to understand in the linear symmetry. Suppose in the center point it is to be pulled suppose anything it is to be kept here, okay, and this is to be pulled from this side also, and this is to be pulled from this side also. So will it be able to move from the center? No, no movement will take place. That here I am writing no movement will take place. So that's only the reason in this case dipole moment will be 0. Okay, let's talk about some other molecule. Let's say BF3. We take the example of boron trifluoride. So boron that is in the center and fluorines are to be there. So no lone pair it is to be left in that case. So in boron trifluoride what happens, that electrons will move to the side of this fluorine because electronegativity of fluorine that will be greater than boron. So that will also move in that side. So in that case what happen, in the term of 3 you can see there 3 BF bonds are to be there, and the sum of complete dipole moment will be 0 because that is moving in equal and opposite direction. That here I am writing equal and opposite direction. So the complete moment will, dipole moment will get cancelled. So again here the value of dipole moment will be 0 in that case, okay, in terms of BF3, and its symmetry it is to be of trigonal planar, okay, that you have to understand properly, okay. So there is a one more example in the same way, CCl4. So if its symmetry it is to be made, so that what happens, it is in the tetrahedral symmetry. So the equal force it is to be applying like CCl4. So in tetrahedral symmetry what is happening, here I am writing this is tetrahedral. So here the dipole moment is also again getting cancelled because from the center, from all the 4 sides, okay, so that is having the equal and opposite movement. So that because of this reason that will also have 0 dipole moment, okay. So that in the equal and opposite movement that the complete movement will get cancelled. So here we have to understand the molecules which are symmetrical in the nature, their dipole moment will be 0. So here I have given the 3 main best example in terms of CO2, in terms of BF3 and in terms of CCl4, dipole moment will be 0, okay. And in the next session I hope you all have got it, how we can find out the dipole moment of symmetrical polyatomic molecules, okay. Now in the next session we will study about how to find out the dipole moment of unsymmetrical polyatomic molecule. That's all. Till then, goodbye, have a nice day.